I'm Tenbruggencate with the Science Channel on Pacific Network. Within my lifetime, the population of the Oahu Elepaio, a perky little forest bird, has gone from being fairly common to being quite rare. With us here is ornithologist Eric Vanderwerf, who's been studying these birds for about 16 years. Eric, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm an ornithologist. I got my PhD at the University of Hawaii in 1999, and since then I've worked for the Hawaii Division of Forestry and Wildlife and also the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Right now I'm self-employed doing a variety of conservation-oriented research and work mostly with birds.
With respect to what the individual Elepaio on different islands look like, could you describe them in terms of their color and their behavior and their conformation?
Elepaio vary in color a little bit between the islands. The birds on the Big Island and Oahu are more brown, and the ones on Kauai are a little more gray, but they all have real bold white markings on them. They have two white wing bars and a white patch under the tail and a white patch on top of the tail, and then the tips of the tail are also bright white. They're about the size of a house finch or a Java sparrow. Those are birds people might be familiar with. So they're quite small. They would easily fit in the palm of your hand.
You've spent a lot of time working with the Elepaio. Talk to us a little bit about the bird and why it's interesting.
Well, I think Elepaio have a lot of character. They're a really interesting little bird. They're territorial. They mate for life usually. They have a lot of interesting behaviors. They use a variety of foraging techniques. They capture all sorts of insects from a variety of trees and shrubs. And they also have a lot of personality. They'll often follow hikers through the forest and really are curious. If there's any commotion or sound in their territory, they want to know what's going on. And if it's the person making that sound, they'll come right up to the person and kind of look at them and make a few chirps and sometimes actually follow you if you start walking away.
How many islands have Elepaio?
Elepaio occur on 3 islands. There are Elepaio on the Big Island, on Kauai, and on Oahu. And they're fairly different. They look different between the islands, and they also sound a little different. And they actually don't respond to the songs from the other islands. So I think that probably could be an isolating mechanism that shows they really are distinct. The Elepaio did used to be quite common over most of the island. They're fairly generalized in their habitat requirements, so they probably inhabited most forested areas on the island in the past. They've declined quite severely due to a variety of factors. Probably the most serious one in the past was habitat loss. They really are a forest bird. They require forests, so once the forest is gone, Elepaio can no longer use that area. They've probably declined by 95% from the area that they originally inhabited, and even in the last 40 to 50 years, they've declined by about 75%.